Hello YouTubers, welcome back to Yoshman66. I am Mark, your host, hoping to entertain you, and that's what I'm hoping to do, is entertain you. Never mind. So, today's Do You Believe in the Unbelievable? A lot of people call it Do You Believe in the Unexpected? Now, Do You Believe in the Unbelievable is all about mind control today. Form of brain, well, it is mind control, it is brainwashing and things like that. And we're going to go through that step by step. And is brainwashing a thing? Well, I do believe in it, and we all know that governments have used it, so it is a real thing. It's not something what's just made up. Yeah. So several terms redirected here from other UC: brainwashing, dismobilization, mind control, re-education through labour, and re-education camp, things like that. So we all know, things like re-education. Yeah, it is all real. Brainwashing, also known as mind control, menticide, persuasion, thought control, thought reform, and re-education, is the concept of the human mind can be altered or controlled by certain psychological techniques. Brainwashing said to reduce the subject's ability to think critically or independently, to allow the introduction of new and unwanted thoughts and ideas into their minds, as well as to change their attitudes and values and beliefs. So yeah, the term brainwashing was first used in English by Edward Hunter in 1950 to describe how the Chinese government appeared to make people cooperate with them. Research into concepts also looked at Nazi Germany, at some criminal cases in the United States, and at the actions of a human trafficker in the 1970s. There was considerable scientific and legal debate, as well as media attention, about the possibility of brainwashing being a factor in the conversion of young people to some new religious movements, which were often referred to as cults at the time. Concept brainwashing is sometimes involved lawsuits, especially regarding child. It can also be a theme in science fiction and a political and corporate culture, but it's not generally accepted as a scientific term. So now you know brainwashing is not it's not accepted as a scientific term. Now there's been a lot of cases in China and the Korean War and things like that, so you know a little bit about it. The research on the government side is 1977, United States, export protect my culture. Yeah, for 20 years, starting in the early 1950s, the United States Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, the United States Department of Defense, conducted a secret research, including Project MK Ultra, in an attempt to develop practical brainwashing techniques. The result is unknown. See Sidney Gottlieb. CIA experiments using various psychedelic drugs such as LSD and mescaline drew from the Nazis. Partisan Center Armed Services Committee report, released in part December to in a full April in 2009, report of the US military trainers who came to Guantanamo Bay in December to add based an interrogation class on a chart copied from 1957 Air Force study of Chinese communist brainwashing techniques. The report showed how the Secretary of Defense in 2002 authorization of the aggressive techniques Guantanamo led to their use in Afghanistan and Iraq, including Al Ghraib. Okay. Abu Ghraib. So, well, I know about waterboarding and things like that, but there you go. So, yeah, brainwashing is a thing. But modern brainwashing, it doesn't go into this, but modern day brainwashing, I mean, if you look at the lockdown to what we've gone through in the last, say, the last year, basically, lockdown after lockdown. I mean, I don't know about in your country, but where we live in the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson put us in lockdown over a year ago, 2020. So we went into the first lockdown, and that, and then after that, yeah, we came out of that after a while, and then we went into a second lockdown, and then into a third lockdown, and that is some kind of brainwashing, in my opinion. You become, how can I put it? You know, it, it it's I won't say it's brainwashing as in messing with your brain. It can be. I mean, people have lost their lives over this lockdown, and I will tell you that now for a fact. A lot of people don't believe what I say, but I'm only reporting on the information what I get as granted. Now, for my modern day brainwashing is like what's happening in schools and things like that. I mean, I know a friend of mine, he has a kid at school, his kid came home, oh, you're white privilege. Oof, that upset my mate, that really got to my mate, and he sat his son down, he really did. I mean, his son, what, 13, and he's going on 14. He sat him down and he says, what do you mean on white privilege? Well, according to, and he showed him his own work, and my mate just marched up to school and said, stop teaching my son rubbish. And it is absolute, rubbish. There is, as far as I'm concerned, there is no such thing as white privilege in this country, and that's what my mate told me. He says, and they weren't willing to listen. Now they said, oh, no, this is what the education board says that we've got to teach him. No, it's not. My mate did investigate. He's still in the school actually. So there you go. But that's another form of brainwashing, getting your kids into school, teaching them about white privilege and things like that. Not the truth, basically. A lot of woke people out there, and things like that. It's same with the TV. BBC are only willing to report on the COVID. They're not willing to report on other people, like suicides, people dying in London, people dying on underground and things like that, and people losing their lives from as simple as losing the universal credit benefits, which is a fact. People are, people are losing the benefits. No one knows the reason why, but when a friend of mine who I know, who is an investigative journalist, when he asked for an interview with DWP, they refused. Especially on what do you want to talk to us about, and this, people, why are you stopping universal credit and people taking their lives? They didn't want to know. They just shut him down. I don't think, and they were saying, well, I don't think you should be reporting that. They just shut you down. And my mate did say to him, he says, well, before you go, says, yeah, well, we won't, and they didn't put phone down on him. And my mate just said this. He says, the truth will come out, and when it does, don't forget, I give you an opportunity to say something. Just remember that. And, the truth has come out, and the truth is, people, this government are going to give DWP permission to go through your bank account. It's all wrong. It literally is, because they're wanting a cashless society, but they're giving the DWP to find out what you're spending that money on. Well, that's not to do with them. You get the money and you spend it on what you think is fit for you, basically. If I want to spend my money on food, that's what I'll do. And I'll take it out of the bank, you know what I mean? And things like that. But, to spy on your bank account, that is going too far. That's another kind of messing with your brain. In my mind, it's another motivation of brainwashing. So is the TV. You got to be careful to what. I mean, I won't let my kids watch any news related on TV whatsoever. I mean, the BBC, the ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, they're all reporting fake news. They're all trying to fit an agenda. Channel 5 is trying to be more diverse, which it's failing at, especially with the new TV series Anne Boleyn, what has just started. That is a lot of rubbish. The actress can't act. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind you using a woman of colour or a black woman, but please get a decent actress. She cannot act. You know what I mean? And also, you got to remember Anne Boleyn was not black. Anne Boleyn is a white queen in a white predominant. You know, she's one of Henry VIII's wives. So there you go. And we all know the history of Anne Boleyn, and we all know her story as well, why was beheaded, because it was believed and told to Henry VIII. I think he would like to, that Anne Boleyn was doing something behind his back and she shouldn't be, and bang, she got beheaded. There you go. But yeah, so TV is a modern day a way of doing brainwashing and things like that. Now, I don't want to upset your mind, but there is another concept of mind. Of mind control, basically, and it's called Mindscape. Mindscape it's as simple as this. You know, it's a Detective Mark Strong. It is also a TV series which I didn't know about, and watched the film. But Mindscape is basically it's a psychological thriller. Is Mindscape, and directorial debut of Spanish filmmaker Jorge Dorado. The film stars Tessa. The screenplay written by, yeah, we all know that. But Mindscape is really about reading people's minds. World premieres as a rule. Following the secret experiments with people called viewers, have developed the psychological ability to enter people's memories. John Washington Mark Strong, a recent widower, is one such gifted individual or viewer. Washington works for Mindscape, the world's top memory detective agency, which offers the abilities of their psychic employees to help solve crime cases, although their findings aren't yet recognised as evidence in court. During a session that goes wrong, John suffers a stroke and is left incapacitated for the 2 years, financially ruined. He still owns the beach house where his wife died, but refuses to sell it. Desperate for money, John asks his old superior, Sebastian Brian Cox, for a new job. The case receives is the brilliant but troubled 16-year-old girl, Anna Green, who is on a hunger strike. Her stepfather wants her sent to a mental institution, which Anna's mother and Anna herself are adamantly against. John is sent to end her hunger strike. John and Anna begin their therapy sessions, focusing on Anna's time at the prestigious girls' school and several incidents that happen there, and John finds himself drawn to Anna while at the same time remaining weary of Anna's nurse, Judith, who John had trust started dating, is thrown off the staircase and Anna is blamed for the incident. John also harbours suspicions towards Anna's stepfather, who he believes has hired a mysterious man to shadow him, as well as towards Sebastian. John learns as within L's files on Anna from him, and Anna's behaviour towards John becomes more flirtatious, and she draws a portrait of him with the caption, "You are my only safe place." John learns that Anna had been involved in a sexual relationship with her photographer teacher, Tom Ortega, who took erotic pictures of her. However, when he interviewed her, who is now serving time in prison, he insists that Anna was the aggressor and set him up. In another session, John and Anna go back to an incident at school where 3 of Anna's classmates were poisoned, and John accuses Anna of the act, but she blames it on another student nicknamed Mousy. However, when John interviews one of the poison girls, she says Mousy does not exist. Anna is able to regain his trust by showing him a photograph of herself and Mousy. Together, John and Anna go further into her memories and recover an image of Sebastian approaching her as for years, and which causes John to believe that Anna was sexually molested by Sebastian as a child, and John accuses his boss of molesting Anna, which Sebastian vehemently denies, asking John why he would put him on the case if he had something like that to hide. John informs Anna's parents of his diagnosis and suggests they do not institutionalise their daughter as they had previously planned. Back at his home, John discovers that the note on Anna's portrait and it matches supposedly written by Mousy on the photograph. Going through Anna's yearbook, he sees that the girl from Anna's memories was not nicknamed Mouse, but just then gets a frantic, peremptory phone call from Anna. John races to her home to find that someone has broken in from the home's security room. John sees Anna distraught, discovering the murdered bodies of her parents. Feeling a panic from an unseen assailant, John calls the police, but is told that someone else has already called them. He then follows Anna into the woods as the police begin to arrive, and Anna comes up to John, telling him she is sorry, and runs away. Police arrest John for supposedly attacking Anna. There is blood on his hands and other evidence which seems to indicate that broke into the home, drugged her parents, and were revealed to still be alive, and then attacked Anna. Arrested. After being arrested and interrogated by the police and jail, John is visited by the man who has been following him. It turns out that this man is another memory detective who has been conducting sessions with John to recover the truth about Anna, and the memory detective concludes that Anna manipulated her own memories in order to frame John as a killer. Instead, she likely faked her own death in order to escape her parents, which she knew would never stop searching for her if she were alive. John apologises to Sebastian, who promises to use this new information to secure John's release. Elsewhere, Anna arranges to have John sent single and red nose along with the picture of her holding a recent newspaper to show that she is still alive, and John, now released from prison, drives to the beach house to find a new family has bought it and are sitting happily together on the front porch. John is then able to move on with his life and find peace with Judith. So there you go. That's the film Mindscape. But believe it or not, there is people out there who can read, who can literally read your mind. You might not believe that, but I do. I know it's true. And also, on that kind of mind control, a lot of people think, well, especially phone towers and things like that, can be manipulated to be used to put force into your head. And I believe this can be happening also. Yeah, I mean, I think especially governments are working on black projects all the time, and if that is what I'm saying is the case, if you see people walking around and then they suddenly stop and look up, look around, and shake their head, then continue walking, they've had what I do call a mindscape. They've had someone probe their mind and then they walk on. Shaking their head because they don't believe. They can't understand what's going on and why do they look up. Well, the only reason why a lot of people look up because they think there's something up there what's probing their mind. And I do believe this. I do believe this is happening right now. Who knows? With all them satellites up there, they could be. I mean, they're spying on us. I mean, they do spy on us and we are continuously watched no matter what we do. When we are watched on YouTube to no matter to what we do. And things like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that is a mind probe, but I call it mindscaping. Mindscape. But I didn't know that there's a film called it as well. There's a film called Mindscape. I didn't know that. But yeah, I've just read the film bits out here, but the bits out of that is the truth. Mindscape can really happen. I do believe that, and I do believe it does really happen. It's out there, in my opinion. So, believe what you believe, innit? So this is, it's another form of mind control. It's another form. I mean, mind control, brainwashing. We all know it's true. We all know it happens. It's never happened to me, and I don't want it to neither. But modern day mind, brainwashing can be anything to do with TV. I don't like that. You know what I mean? I mean, anything what comes onto TV. Children are sensitive to things like this, and I think, a lot of people say, yeah, but we ain't got re-education camps. Yeah, well, you have, and you haven't. In my mind, when people go to college or university, they're opened up to a whole new world. And it has been reported in some colleges and some universities that they are trying to re-educate people and to make them think the other way, that there is white privilege in this country, which there isn't. Things like that, making up the basis. Oh yeah, well, they're basically saying that the white people have trampled all over the black people in the United Kingdom, and it's bullshit. It's a lot of rubbish actually, because we've always been a diverse country. Yes, we've been prominently a white country, and it is prominently white. There's more whites in the United Kingdom than there is black, or Asian, or Chinese, or whatever. But we are, it is, how can I put it? We are learning all the time. But when people of different creeds and colours come into this country, we do accept it. I do. I don't see colour. I do see another human being in front of me talking, and he's rather talking sense or crap, and it's as simple as that. But there has been occasions where, like I say, a mate of mine's son came back from college and says, "Oh, you're white privilege." Yeah, I'll read that. Oh, I've got the proof. He's only, I mean, he's got it from school. I mean, he's 14, so he's not in college yet. But what I'm saying is, if schools are doing this, and colleges are doing it, especially universities are doing it, why? It's all about re-educating. I don't know why they're doing it at all, but it's a form of brainwashing. It's as simple as that. Education, when I went to school, I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, we went through the World Wars, we went through, we all went through, we all had religious education at the time. I mean, it was on, RE was there. I couldn't miss it, I couldn't skip it. Even though I didn't believe that it were real, and my school never taught it as real, they taught it as a story. This is only a story, so don't mix up reality with a story. Now we're being told the other way around. Now they want to, Tony Blair started this off with the New Labour, where you want, creation has to be taught as real. You can't do that now, because no one knew how this world got created. And well, according to Tony Blair, it took God 7 days. He wants that to be taught as real, and you can't. As we all know, God is only a word. It's not a physical being. It does not exist. But today, that's another form of brainwashing, religious
religious cults and things like that. So you can see, you know, you can continue down this line as much as you want. What I do is I try and steer away from all that, and I only report on the facts as I see them and things like that. But what Boris Johnson is doing by saying, "Oh well, on the 21st we might have to extend lockdown," that's another form of control. It's another you know, it's another concept of mind control, basically. You know what I mean? You know, because he's threatening all the time, and he's been a bully basically. But that's what it is. It's another format of mind control. It's another way of controlling the human population, and that's what he wants to do because of the Great Reset. When this Great Reset kicks in, every country has to act like a communist country, and that's what Boris is trying to do to the United Kingdom. Now, a lot of people in comments say, "Oh, you crap, you're fucking lying." Well, I'm not lying. I'm telling you now, I'm not lying. Your freedom of speech is being eroded as we speak. If you don't stand up and fight for it, you're going to lose it forever. It's as simple as that. And we need more protests and things like that to do this. So don't tell me in the comments that I'm speaking rubbish, because I'm not. Your freedom of speech is being eroded as I speak now. As I speak now, every day new laws are coming out to what we can't do. So, as far as I'm concerned, I don't follow the letter of the law. As long as I don't break the law, there's nothing what they can do. And this is why people don't like me. This is why, like, people in higher places hate me, because they know I can get round it. And I do get round it all the time. I've reported on certain things. I have put up a video on certain things on here, and I've got I've got messages back saying, "You better back off." So if they tell me to back off, I'm getting towards near the truth. So it's as simple as that. And I was told on that with my UFO investigation, back off. No, I'm not going to back off, because I know the truth is out there. You've got to be open-minded to these things, and you've got to be open-minded to complete mind control. And that's what is happening right now with the lockdown. It's another form of control. It's another form to keep the population in one, well, try and keep it in one place. And at the moment, people are like sheep. They are following the letter of what the government say. There's people out there who honestly think come 21st of June, freedom is going to be hailed. Hey, we're free. I think in between now and the 21st of June, Boris is going to extend it. It's as simple as that, and that's what I believe. And it's another way of controlling people. It's another way of saying, you do what I say, or else I'll take your freedom off you. That is bully boy tactics from a Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He should be ashamed of himself. He has blood on his hands, basically. You know, there is people dying out there, people committing suicide because of this lockdown, and things like that. And people say, well, they'd have died in any case. No, not really. The people who are killing themselves because of the benefits, how can I put it? I do have an example, and the example is where I know someone has claimed for universal credit, got it, and then he's had it for a month, and then they took it back off him, saying that he shouldn't have been given it in the first place. Because and it's as simple as that. And there's no over explanation. And when it's been investigated by Citizens Advice, which that's where you should go if you want that, you know, if you need that, if your benefits has been, go to Citizens Advice, and they will help you. It's as simple as that. When they investigated it, they only stopped it because it's not on record of being unemployed, even though he's put it down on his application, because they got the original application. It says it's there. He's unemployed. He's lost his job. But they didn't believe it, so they stopped his money, and they stop it without saying anything. You know, suddenly you've got no money, and some people are not that strong-minded or think clearly. They just think everyone's against them. They take their own life. Unfortunately, I think life is precious. You shouldn't do it, but that's what happened. That's another form of control as well. So, yeah, you can go down this route as much as you want. So, you know, mind control, brainwashing is a real thing. It's happening right now. It's happening to your kids in schools, colleges and university. You should be open-minded to things like that because it's happening right now. And people say, well, we haven't got no re-education camps. University and colleges are starting it. So is schools. There is some school teachers out there who are far left, woke, so woke that it is happening. It's been reported on, I dare to say it, I don't like mentioning the name, but it's been reported on BBC. It has been reported. Not very well, but it's out there. The information out there is on YouTube. Believe you me, it's happening. People from colleges, people from Alex Belfield gets phone calls about this all the time. So, you know, you're getting lefty teachers, you're getting far left teachers doing this, and then you're getting far right taking our freedom away from us. So there you go. And it's all about controlling the population. That is the major mind control. And Boris Johnson, if you don't think Boris Johnson, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's becoming a communist dictator. The UK will eventually become a communist country where we'd have to show papers to get about, i.e. COVID passports. Think about it. It blows my mind. Think about it. Every country around the world has to be the same for that great reset to work. And the famous words are, you will own nothing, but you will be happy about it. Well, no, I won't be happy at all. I'll tell you now, I won't be. You know what I mean? But, joking alone, that is what could be happening right now. That is a form of control. It's a form of mind control. And I put that out there to you. Do you believe in the unbelievable? Do you believe in that? I do. Catch you. Oh, and if you do like this video, and if you have, if you want to know what that is my diluted drink. It's not alcohol. I didn't even know it was there. So, yeah. If you have liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new. Hit the information bell and hit all. That will let you know when I'm putting up another video. So please like, subscribe, share the video to your friends, family, other social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, things like that. And also comment below. And that's where we can have a little chat and a talk, and where you can say that I'm talking actual crap, or it's all bullshit, which it's not, because I'm only reporting the facts, what I know of, what's been reported to me, and I trust the source, what tells me, because my source is an investigative journalist, so I do trust it. Yeah, I do trust him. We've been friends for years, so I do trust him. He did try to, like I said, he tried to get an interview with WDP over the universal credit scam, which it is a scam. Stopping your credit, stopping your money and things like that. It's like landlords who wanting the rent from businesses and things like that. Well, Boris says, well, next month you can claim it. I feel sorry for businesses who can't even afford to pay that rent back. Boris is not helping anybody whatsoever. He's wanting this country to go, well, completely bankrupt, I'm telling you. And that's why he's planning on a fourth lockdown. And that's why you've got to be careful. You do not trust governments. Keep telling people this. Do not trust your own government. That is the worst thing you can do. I'm telling you. So there you go. So that's it. So if you have liked this video, please like, subscribe, share and comment. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.